Hello, my darling Virgos. Thank you so much for joining me for your October reading. This is a general reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. I'm Lorien, and it's an absolute pleasure to bring you these readings every month. So, this is going to be your everyday Witch Tarot and your Archangel Oracle deck by Dorian Virtue. If you do want to take a look at your other aspects, for instance your moon or your rising, please do. Also your Venus sign will give you a handy hint probably into what your love relationships are going to be like this month too. So let's see what information comes through for my darling Virgos. I will say that if you do want a private reading with me for specific questions for you, click the link below. And also if you want to email me, it's lorientarot@gmail.com. I'm getting back to people much faster because there's a slight lull before all the big readings come through, for instance like the New Year readings and stuff like that. So now's a great time to get a reading because it's relatively fast, to be honest. So let's see what's coming through for you guys. Okay, they're telling me that's fine. They keep giving me the number 5 for you. I don't know why. Wow, awesome. The Magician, the Emperor, cool. 5 of Swords, not so cool. The Sun, brilliant. I think a lot of us in the Northern Hemisphere near the Sun. Okay, so 9 of Swords, Strength, Ace of Cups, and the 4 of Pentacles. And at the bottom we have the 8 of Cups. I've done it again. Every single video I make sure that this is out of the way because my altar, I only cleaned this altar about 3 weeks ago, but because everybody asked me for spells, it's kind of gone up a little bit with ingredients. I have so many oils everywhere, so bear with me. Okay, let's see. You're getting some wisdom this month. You're getting some learned wisdom. That's what it seems to come through as. There's a lot of personalities that are around you that may seem to be a certain way. For instance, you may be looking at somebody and thinking, oh wow, they're amazing because they know this or they do this and stuff. They're actually putting on a really good front. I think that you'll come to learn that, to be honest, they're just winging it. They're just basically faking it very well, and I think that you'll probably realize that very soon. But it might make you feel better, it might make you feel a little bit like, oh, okay, so I don't need to have to know 100,000 things either, because they don't know. They're just really good at looking confident, or they are confident that they'll learn it along the way. So I do think that that's going to give you more of an easy ride in September, October. Don't know why I still think September, but maybe there's something in September that's carrying over into October. Yeah, there is some energy. I think this is the energy that's coming through. So let me have a look and see how this goes for you. So we have both the Magician and the Nine of Swords. So I do think in some degree you are having a little bit of anxiety. Maybe I know I've learned all this stuff, or I've studied all this stuff and I still don't know what I'm doing, and all this kind of thing. You have the Magician here. The Magician is here to kind of reassure you that you're not just playing it, for laughs. It's basically something that you will learn from, and you'll be able to manifest what you want to do. So if you want to change your living arrangements, if you want to change your lifestyle, for instance, be healthier or be able to do more stuff, because it seems like something's all consuming right now, I think that you're going to be much able to achieve that. I think you're going to be quite a positive soul when it comes to all this kind of stuff. It does feel like there's more achievements coming in here. And I do feel that, okay, I don't know where I'm getting this from. Some of you maybe forget too often about certain people. Now, I think that that's just something like you're forgetting a lot of stuff. Now, I don't think that's intentional. Obviously, forgetting is not intentional. But it's something that seems to be coming through a lot on these energies. Like, some friend of yours may ask you to, oh, by the way, I'm thinking maybe next week you may want to do this with me. And you'll be like, oh yeah, sure, great. Yeah, I'll do that. Of course. And then somebody else will come through and you'll do it with them instead, because you've forgotten that because it's a week away or whatever, that, you've forgotten that you'll actually offered already to do it with somebody else. That's not to say that you are responsible for anything, but just make sure that you kind of note something down, or don't just brush it off or go to the next thing. I know you don't intend to do that, but sometimes it's kind of annoying for those around you, and I don't want that to cause any more anxiety. Like, oh, I'm being a bad friend, parent, lover, mother, whatever, daughter. I don't want you to feel like, oh no, I'm not living up to all the high things that I hold myself to. I'm not living up to everything that I want to be. So I just want you to make sure that you are actually remembering what you've suggested to people. For instance, oh, let's go to Disneyland or something for your anniversary. And then it comes around and you've already been to Disneyland 5 times before this person's anniversary comes through, and they think, oh, well, it's not really special anymore, is it? Because, you've been there recently, and, that kind of thing. I know you would hate for anybody to look like that at you. I know you would hate for it. So just be aware of it. Not always do I say be aware of other people's feelings, but this month it does seem to be quite strong that you do have to read people very well, and that is how you're going to realize that people who are faking it are just faking it with confidence, and that's going to ease up something from your shoulders and maybe help you improve in other areas. So don't feel too bad about it. It's just something that you need to read people a little bit better this month, because I do think that the Emperor and the Strength card here is pretty positive for you. I do think that coming through here is much about the strength of education, the strength of knowledge that you've given yourself, also about, again, being a bit fearless, taming the lion, making friends, I would say, with the energy inside yourself, with the strength inside yourself that allows you to move towards something new and something amazing. Because the Emperor here can be a father figure, and it could be somebody giving you some advice, but I also feel it's you mapping out what it is you want to do. Maybe it's you having a 5-year plan, or just looking at something in a different way, but it does seem to be that you need to just kind of examine what it is you want to achieve and maybe make that plan happen. I also feel that some of you, this is kind of you letting your masculinity out a little bit more, but also being a bit quieter about it. I do feel that you have the universe in your sights, you really honestly do. It's quite a promising connection that's coming through here, but I do feel that there's more aspects that maybe you're not quite seeing within yourself at the moment. To be honest, this is a bit of an up and down month for you, Virgo. The energies that I'm getting is quite positive, but because I know a lot of you suffer from anxiety, I think you're going to have more anxieties up and down. It's not going to be one level thing this month. It seems to be like, need to be here, need to be there, stretching yourself in 15,000 directions, Because here we have 5 of Swords and Ace of Cups. I'm just trying to get some clarity on how they relate to each other. Okay, so the 5 of Swords is basically about you showing that you are very good at what you do. But as soon as you show how good you are at what you do, you offend people. Why are you showing off? Why are you being this person? Why are you earning so much money? Why are you advancing? Why are you taking pride in your art, your work, your things, your family? Why? And because people feel bad that they don't have those skills. It could similarly be on the flip side. You think somebody's showing off because you don't have any talent. You do have talent. Everybody has talent. Just because it may not be singing like Mariah Carey doesn't mean that you have got anything that you can utilize and use. Maybe your talent is for making people feel really good about themselves. Maybe your talent is actually listening and being a brilliant advisor. Maybe your talent is fixing things within your life that other people never seem to be able to fix, and therefore advancing further. too much onus is placed on having this magical skill that seemingly comes out of nowhere, when really it is just about hard work. And you've had hard work. You have refined yourself and learnt the hard way a lot of the time. So don't discount yourself with anything here. And don't feel bad for actually admitting that you have a skill or a talent that other people can use, because you can actually have this Ace of Cups right here. You can have this Ace of Cups. You can have this journey coming through. So everything that you've learned here with this Magician is coming through here. You're actually getting the manifestation back. And I also feel this is a new beginning. For some of you, this is to do with family, actually. Normally I associate the Five of Wands with family issues, but they're bringing it up here. I think somebody either in your family or a loved one's family is going to be really, really, really bitchy, basically. And I think that's going to possibly degrade some relationships between you and that person. God forbid it's a loved one, because if it's a partner, you may not be able to get away from that energy of that family if they're being particularly nasty about something, or if something comes out about something. I don't know, it just feels very tense and things. So just ignore that if best you can. When the drama comes, just work through it, I think, because you end on the Sun and you also end on the Four of Pentacles. I think you're worried that when the good times come, they're going to just as easily flip off again, you know. And I think that this is basically saying, look, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to store away all my good feelings, all my good intentions, because nobody's taking this from me. But that resists freedom. That resists this free thing that the Sun gives you. You should be freer than you felt in a while. You shouldn't have to worry that you have to sit on the experience, on the conditions that you have. You shouldn't have to worry that it's going to leave you in about 2 weeks' time. Be free, enjoy it now. What are you sitting on it for? What are you going to be worrying about it for? What are you trying to capture with it? If it's something like a good time with a friend, maybe you don't want it to end. Maybe you see things changing and you don't really want it to end. Well, don't be a little bit of a Debbie Downer and just say, well, I'm going to sit on this until I get what I want, because I think that's the case of the up and down this month. And they still give me the number 5, and maybe it's because that is going to change possibly the way you see yourself, because you need to work with this. But it is basically saying that if you've got good times, enjoy them to the full, because there's no way that you can just kind of capsulate this thing, because it is up and down. You have the freedom, but then you go, oh, but what if it doesn't last? Everything's a constant cycle. That's why we have the Wheel of Fortune. Everything's going to be moving towards something new. It's just the way that it is. And I think so long as you can actually remember things and, keep that energy going, you won't have to worry that you have to say goodbye to good times. So just see if you can continue to grow, because we have the Eight of Cups here, and this is basically saying that you are going to get rid of some things that you no longer need. Attitudes, people, you're moving on to something new potentially. You just have that crowning moment that's going to come in, and I don't really think that you need to worry too much about doing anything wrong. I do feel though that you may be dissatisfied this month with some aspects of what you're doing. Just naturally change it. You have your own power here. Everything here says you have strength, new beginnings. The Emperor here, freedom. It's up and down, like I say. It's kind of so please just kind of maintain the energy and health with yourself. Don't put too much strain on what's coming out for you. And let's see what's coming up for Virgo with these angel cards. Whoa. Life review. Well, that kind of fits in. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that's unbalanced. Jeremiel. So yeah, take inventory, have a look at what's cluttering you, resolve to change or heal anything that's unbalanced. I think at the moment your mood is unbalanced, maybe in some ways, and your relationships are unbalanced. Maybe you don't see somebody as much as you want to. Maybe you don't get as much attention from somebody that you want to. Maybe your boss isn't giving you as much guidance as you need them to, or that kind of thing. Just make sure that you can control the things that you know, that's in your area to control, and then let go of everything else that isn't. Like, for instance, keeping hold of the good times. You know, people very rarely go on like a 10-year awesome spree. You know, like one thing after another is completely, absolutely awesome. We all have ups and downs because that's what life is. So don't feel the need to capture it, store it, shove it in a box and make sure it stays there. Let it live, let it breathe, and let things move forwards, because you never know what might happen. But I do hope that you have a wonderful month ahead, Virgo. Let me know what's going on with you. Is there anything in particular that you're worried about for October? Is things happening in October that you want to examine? Let me know. Also, if you'd like a private reading with any questions, do click on the link to my website below and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible, or email me, lorientarot@gmail.com. But I really do appreciate every comment, every like, every subscription. It really does mean the world to me. And I look forward to reading for you all in November. Wow, almost at the end of the year. Take care, everyone, and blessed be.